Hello there, buddy. I'm mrgameandpie. Welcome back to Let's Play Kirby 64. Last time we finished up Star and began work on Shiver Star. So, yeah, this is the second level of Shiver Star, and let me tell you, this is going to be very different than the last level. Basically, Shiver Star Level 1 is actually the only ice-themed level in the ice world. if you can believe it or not. Because this level is cloud-themed. Now, the end of this level has a crystal shard that requires one specific power to obtain. Fortunately, it is possible to obtain this power within the level itself, so we don't have to start off with it or anything. Though it is one of the more awkward powers to use, unfortunately. Still, I'm just going to start off with just playing as Kirby. Just regular old Kirby. Inhaling things, exhaling things. It's a good time. But yeah, while Shiver Star is certainly one of the highlights of this game, it is where things begin to get quite a bit more difficult. I know, Kirby and difficult, that doesn't go together right. But it's true. Kirby 64 is, in many respects, one of the harder Kirby games in the series. And this level is one of the examples of that. There's going to be enemies all over the place, and many in places that you won't really be able to see right off the bat. As well as the fact that this is a level that requires a specific copy ability to be used. Though not throughout the entire level, at least. Oh yeah, these little green guys come back, and they're used even better than they were before. Look at this! We have a variety of locations to go to, and our little guy's face here shows us which direction he's going to fling us in. We can get health, we can beat enemies, we can get little stars, all sorts of stuff. Though there is one direction in particular that we'll really want to go into, because it'll have a crystal shard. At least I believe it does anyway. There it is! I was correct. And then this section just has health again. But the direction that we need to go for progress is up. Even higher into the sky. For a world that's already cold, I'd imagine that going to this altitude would be completely ridiculous. And, yeah, we don't need the bomb ability. And there's these guys! These guys start coming out of the ceiling. But we haven't even gotten to the worst part yet. Oh no, that'll come near the end of the level, by the time that we are forced to use our specific copy ability. Oh, okay, that was a little bit of an awkward interaction. Ah, yes, these guys. One of the components of the ability that we need is Needle. So we'll just grab one of these guys for now. Though, we don't need double Needle, or even just any specific Needle ability, or, well, just any general Needle ability. No, it's a specific Needle ability that we need. Now these guys are showing up above platforms. Well, above endless pits, that is. Even more dangerous than before. So, let's keep moving. The way that they do level, or, well, room transitions here, yeah, now they're coming out of the floor. That's even more dangerous. Since you don't have as much of a reaction time if they just spawn right underneath your feet. Yeah, the various ways that they transition from room to room in this level is pretty great. You go straight through a giant chunk of cloud, you end up jumping through some, you get launched by the green thing through some clouds. It's all pretty great. Oh, yeah, there we go. Spawned right underneath my feet. I guess there is a bit of foreshadowing that it'll do that, since after all you did see it come out of the ground, come out of the ceiling there a moment ago. And there we go, it's Needle Spark. Now for two defensive abilities, you might expect a super defensive ability, like Double Spark or Double Needle. But no, you don't get that. Instead you get a vertical ability that has some very limited horizontal attack range. And now there's even more enemies coming out of the floor. Isn't that just wonderful? Anyway, for a level that had a bunch of these little guys that come out of nowhere, we get a mini-boss that is one of those guys. And he comes out of nowhere. But there we go. That wasn't too much of a problem, now was it? It reminds me of one of my friends known as Zelgin, he did a Let's Play this game once, and man, he had a ton of trouble on this level. Like, it was an absolute mess. He was going mad about it. Anyway, so, you know, here we're back on the ground all of a sudden. That's a transition. But now we're going into a building. Welcome to the Shiver Star shopping mall. That's a little bit awkward to say. I'm not going to be keeping Needle Spark because it's not really that great of an ability. But I will gladly take Bomb Cutter. Once again, one of my favorite abilities. And yeah, you want to keep an eye on the various floors that they don't expect you to go to, because there might be something special on one. Like, for example, this one has food. That's nice. But that's not actually the one that we're considering here. Aw, man, there's these guys. I didn't actually bring them up earlier, but these guys that push the rocks forward... Oh, yeah, Crystal Shard right here. They're some of the most annoying enemies in the game to me. Because you can't destroy their rock at all. And their rock can easily just keep ramming into you like those logs did back in Aquastar that one time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at this level doesn't require you... Actually, no, it does require you to have a specific ability at one point. Hopefully we can obtain it. At least we can still obtain it, that is. And it does not involve Cutter. And if we can't obtain it, then we'll just come back later. It's not like it'll be the end of the world or anything. But yeah, I really like the shopping mall level a lot. You know, I've talked about how the aesthetics in this game are great, and this is one of the high points for that. Because each of these areas is selling something different. And it's cool just to see, you know, what this society might have bought. Like, look at all these stone pillars. Maybe they were imported straight from Neostar. Also, the elevators are nice. Oh, and look at this. They even sell home security systems. Seriously, why else would they have shots of the background here? Alright, mini-boss time. It's one of these spider enemies. He sure does exist. And he can be in multiple locations. Oh, okay. Just get knocked all over the place. There we go. Free Crystal Shard for us. That's 2 of them now. Oh man, look at this. Oh wait, no, we don't need an ability for this. Yeah, okay, so grapes, lemon, and I believe that's a melon. And then we go to the next room, and we have various colors. What color are grapes? Purple. What color is a lemon? Yellow. And what color is a melon? Green. And there we go. That's the last Crystal Shard for the level. I was expecting us to need the Bomb Spark ability for some reason. And that reason was the fact that the last time we had a similar puzzle, we needed that ability. But hey, now we have a plant shop, and they're selling the most dangerous plants. It's Audrey, not really. Oh, okay, that still hit me. That was awkward. And now here we have a furniture store, with the furniture trying to murder you! Don't you just love it when furniture tries to murder you? It's the best. And now we have a pet store, featuring mostly just aquatic animals for some reason. We have crabs, we have fish, we have frogs, we have everything you could ever want. Maybe it's just an aquarium. You know what? May as well just grab this again. Why not? And I guess this is sort of a hardware store of sorts. We have these enemies that give you Spark again. I never actually got Spark from them before, at least not in this playthrough. But they do that. And here we have an electronics store with all their TVs. Just, yeah. Seeing the various shops in this level, it is one of the most memorable parts of the game for me. And I believe we're coming near the end here. Oh yeah. This is a really cool level with all these Shotzos in the background. Theoretically, you're supposed to use these little barriers here as cover to block the Shotzo projectiles. Although they don't particularly seem interested in shooting me there. Right here, though. Yeah, as you can see, these can block the Shotzo shots. But you can also just run straight through the level if you really want to. I think there's something behind here. Nope, it's just a shield. Having a shield in midair is a little bit awkward. Probably not the best idea to use that one. Oh, well, let's go get this health right here. There we go. And there we go, that was another level. Ooh, and a card. I wonder what'll be on that one. Alright, so it's time for the final level of Shiver Star, and for this one, I actually need another ability, so I'll be back. So remember all those times that I said that I would need a stone ability in a level, but I decided to use the stone needle ability just because I liked it a lot? Well, this time I actually need the stone needle ability specifically. Welcome to the Shiver Star Factory. One of the most memorable Kirby levels ever, honestly. This is one of the toughest levels in the game. And it is actually a tough level, like legitimately, it is very difficult. And yeah, all of its crystal shards are pretty difficult or dangerous, or both. And here's where we need the drill ability. Need to drill through these walls to break these little boxes. They are orange and brown, so you might expect that to be obvious, but for a long time I had no idea what I was supposed to do there. I didn't even think about them being orange and brown. Oh, okay, well that just happened. And here we have conveyor belts. Technically this is the first, well I guess we did see some escalators in the last level that are basically conveyor belts. But this is essentially the first time that we're seeing conveyor belts in this game, although they do act just like the waterfalls of, you know, Aqua Star, or even the, you know, escalators in the last level. But yeah, these crushers, they might just look like, you know, oh man, they'll hit me and they'll do some damage, but they're far more dangerous because they're instant death. If these crushers hit you, you die. And that makes this DD section probably the most dangerous section in the game. Not necessarily in general, but the most dangerous DD section in the game. Also, I'd like to point out that the background is made out of jigsaw pieces that look a lot like the jiggies from Banjo-Kazooie. A lot of the rooms in Banjo-Tooie in particular had rooms that were decorated by various jigsaw pieces along the walls. So it reminds me of that a lot. Even though the first time I was playing Kirby 64, I'm pretty sure I hadn't played Banjo-Tooie yet. And there we go, that DD section is over. And now here we get to some creepy stuff. I am actually going to need another copy ability later on in this level, so I'm going to be tossing that ability aside, so that whenever we get there, I'll be ready to get the appropriate ability. Here we go. The ability is, in part, the cutter ability. So unfortunately, I'm going to need to use the single cutter ability for a little while. Yes, on top of being one of the toughest levels in the game, in fact, I'd say overall the toughest level in this game, it's also the creepiest level in the game. We see lots of science experiments in the background, all sorts of creatures that we've seen both fought and just in the background before being experimented on, or at least being contained for some reason or another. Ah, that guy is actually a guy that I need. There we go. Yep, we're going to need to become a Jedi for this section, because this cage right here has yellow and green bars, and thus is broken by a yellow and green ability, the lightsaber ability. And lightsaber ability is okay at fighting this enemy. It's not exactly optimal, but it can work at least. Its range is surprisingly long. Don't underestimate that. Oh. And if you need to be able to fly again, you can just duck to get rid of your lightsaber. And there we go. That's all the crystal shards in the level that we need a specific ability for. Although there is still one last crystal shard to obtain, and it is a tricky one. Yeah, here we have another instant death moment with these crushers, slowly compacting everything in their way. This is a very intense moment. And yeah, I would suspect that a lot of people died here a lot of the time during their first playthrough. I know that I sure did whenever I was younger. These days I don't tend to die here as much, but you never know. Anything could happen in a Let's Play. And there we go. But we're still not done with these crusher segments. Remember that dip down over there, it'll kill you. It's not a safe spot, even if it is lower than normal. And there we go. Another section complete. And now they're getting even more tricky with these little platforming segments here. Fortunately, you can just run straight through that segment without even having to stop. Oh hey, yeah, here's the introduction to this enemy. He's a plug, and he gives you the spark ability, and he'll try to plug himself into the ground and unleash sparks side to side. Yeah, this section, you want to just keep moving. There's robots here, and if they hit you, then you're going to keep getting hit over and over and over again by their electrified walls. And then you'll get crushed by the not electrified wall off to the side, because they move all the way over there. In one of these sections, here we go, this is it. This is the section with the crystal shard, and oh no! Oh no, I'm dead. I'm dead. Yep, there we go. That's one of the harder crystal shards in the game. I think it's, no, it's not the first time I've died, but I haven't died a whole lot in this game, so the fact that I just died there, pretty rare occurrence. Let's just use the regular spark ability here. That seems like the most optimal approach. I could get spark stone again, but like I said earlier, I'm not a big fan of that one. Oh. Let go of the button right the moment that I shouldn't have. Scarfies are a little bit odd in this game. You know, normally, if you try to inhale them, they'll get angry at you and start chasing you around. But in this game, even if you just look away from them, sometimes they'll get angry at that too, like a booze. Oh, okay, I expect that enemy to defeat that guy, but okay. And even more spark enemies. Let's just move on with our lives. And that's the end of that level, the hardest level in the game, I'd say. And we got a card for it. Alright, so it's time to move on to this world's boss, but I'm going to get an ability real quick. I'll see you here in a second. So when considering what ability I wanted to show off for this boss, I wanted to do something that I hadn't done before. But most of the abilities that I haven't done before so far that remain aren't very good abilities. But then I considered Double Needle. I haven't shown that one off yet. And it's a pretty decent ability. It gives you a giant shield of all sorts of stuff. You got a cactus, a fork, a protractor. What else you got? A bee stinger, a pencil, a corkscrew. It's all sorts of spiky stuff that's dangerous. And here we have the robot HR3. He'll try to swing at you with his arms, he'll try to fire a laser, and he'll also fire off missiles that we never actually got to see. I'm pretty sure that the missiles can actually give you the bomb ability, so that's nice, and they're also the main projectile that you inhale. But now we have his ship form, I guess you could say. And yeah, he's over there. This is actually a timed segment. Also, there are the missiles, so that's nice. Oh. That actually hurts you? Oh no, now I'm dead. What the heck? I didn't realize that running into him actually hurt you. Alright, let's try this again, but with a different ability this time. This time I brought about Needle Bomb. And this ability is pretty cool. It turns you into a Gordo. And yeah, you're basically invincible while you're a Gordo. Oh hey, yeah, now we get to see his missile ability actually. That's nice, since we didn't get to see it last time. And we do need to fire off his arms, or swing his arms around to actually hit him somehow. Considering that he is in the background. Oh, here we go. That's pretty great right there. But yeah, the Gordo isn't the most effective attack ability. Especially if you're ramming into things like that. Oh, what? Oh my gosh. Maybe I should just try fighting him without an ability. That'd probably be easier than what I'm trying to do here. Oh, that took me out of my Gordo form. Well, that was awkward. Huh. Didn't actually see that happening. What? I didn't hit him. Yeah, I'm probably going to die here. And then I'm going to fight him without an ability. And that'll be just dandy. Or maybe somehow I'll still pull through this. That would be something. Pretty miraculous right there. Yep, okay, well, I got through that form at least. Oh, and then that rock killed me. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, let's just do this without an ability then. I'm gonna have to wait for him to fire off rockets, but... Oh, wait, maybe I can actually inhale one of the rockets and... Oh. Oh, it didn't actually give me anything. I thought it did give you the bomb ability. They do explode, after all. You would expect something like that, but okay. Leave it to the world with the hardest level to give me some trouble on an actual boss battle for once. Oh. I tried to spit and jump, but I was still lagged out by spitting, so I couldn't jump. If I spit early. Oh, yeah, there we go. That actually hit him. That's kind of surprising, really. Alright, what do we got next? Oh, laser! Yeah, this robot sort of appears again later on in the series as HRD3. It appears in the extra mode of Kirby's Return to Dreamland. And it is easily one of the hardest bosses in that game. It took me a long time to fight that boss, although in part because it has like 3 forms or 2 or 3 forms on its own, and there's another boss that you have to fight before it. So, yeah, that's pretty difficult right there. Oh, aww. Still got a hit on me, even after you were done, huh? So yeah, really, against this boss, it's best to try to stay far away from him so that his little snippers there can't hurt you. Like I said, this is a timed section, but I've never actually run out of time on it, so it's not that bad. Also, if the missiles try to land on you from above, you can just jump into them, and that'll destroy them without issue. Here we go, and here's what you really want. Inhale the warhead right off that rocket, right there. And you'll have no problem at all. So yeah, now we basically just wait until he actually attacks us with stuff that we can use against him. Oh, what? Only that one actually became inhalable? That's ridiculous. Again, gee whiz. Alright, buddy, give me something I can use. Give me something I can use. There we go. That's it. Oh! Still reached me. Oh yeah, it's this section. I guess you're supposed to not let him land on you or something? Yep, you're not supposed to let him land on you. Gee whiz, if he beats me again, that would just be sad. But I think he's got 1 hit left. Just give me something I can use, man. Oh, there we go. There we go! That's it! That's the end! HRD or whatever his name is done for. This has been a bit of a longer episode of Kirby 64, but considering this is Shiver Star we're talking about, that's a reasonable thing. Also, something I didn't mention. I brought to attention Shiver Star's appearance whenever we first saw it, and that's because its continents look like those of Earth. It's said in one of the manuals that the residents of Shiver Star left the planet long ago. Notably, since Adeline is human, this sort of makes sense, because, hey, Adeline is on Popstar, so clearly humans are capable of space travel at this point in time. But enough about that. It's time for us to head to Ripple Star. So, gang, with that said, I'm mrgameandpie, and next time, we head on to the final area of the game. If you enjoyed this episode, consider checking out my various social media accounts, and maybe even look at my Patreon and support me to create more episodes like this one. Until then, see you later.